Today's a wonderful day because today is bench day. And now I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday. I was honestly a little worried because I wasn't sure if I'd be recovered. Just a second. Monday bench session, comp bench, pause bench. I can't remember for some reason. I don't know why. Over OHP. I've probably been doing this for so long I cannot remember. Face pulls and then some lateral raises. So yeah, I think I'm probably not gonna bench on Saturdays anymore because I felt kind of crappy. I don't know if it's just like the fact that I went really close to failure, arguably to failure. No, not really. On Thursday, which kind of strained my pec a little bit because it was getting a lot of stimulus, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but when you try and hit bench 3 times in that same week, not as optimal. So probably stick to just squatting and doing some other accessory work for funsies on Saturdays. So yeah, top set. I say top set. Probably most straight sets. For comp bench will probably be around 220 because I want to aim for RP 7 to 7.5, somewhere in that range. So yeah, and then next week we'll probably bump it up to maybe 225 if I'm feeling it. I'm not sure how 220 is going to feel today. I might do 220 for 2 sets and then 215 for the other 2 because it's a 4x5 per usual, but we will see on that front. And then also, hopefully, by the time I'm actually editing this video, I can decide whether I'm going to do the meet or not. But we will see because I still need to figure some things out. But anyways, let's start this workout. What's up, guys? So, today, not actually today, but on this session was a bench session. And I mean, earlier when I was talking, I previously said that I didn't really feel, bad going into it, which is kind of a lie because the more I warmed up, the more I realized, oh, my shoulders don't feel very well, and my entire shoulder girdle feels atrocious right now. So my solution was to just warm up like normal, but instead of doing the band thing once, I'll just do the band thing twice. And that kind of helped, I got through my sets. They felt like they were RPE 7.5. So hey, I'm not complaining. The only, major issue I had was kind of with OHP. Just kind of felt off. Still doesn't feel right, I guess, in general, because it's still kind of a new exercise that I haven't really done before. Just in general, I only started doing it. When did I start doing it? I can't even remember, but it's been recent, Speaking of other training things, yesterday, actually, last night, I started building I'm just gonna go off on a bunch of tangents here. So in the previous, when I was talking before this, I was talking about I'm gonna decide hopefully by now, since I'm editing it now, I can decide whether I'm gonna do the meet or not. And I'm 90% sure I'm gonna do the meet. And last night when I was going through, by the way, this is a 4x5. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, 220. Felt solid, except for the part that I just felt kind of crappy a little bit. Also, was training a little later than normal. I didn't get as much sleep as I normally do, and I was traveling the whole day, so kind of tired. But anyways, in case you guys were curious if there's any outlying variables that seemed off, which I doubt would make any difference to you guys. I was watching some of my old videos last night. Old, I mean 2 months ago, 3 months ago old. And I was kind of astounded because it's kind of crazy. I don't even know what you'd call it. It's weight inflation. I don't know, strength inflation. Basically, I was looking back at my old lifts and prep for the meet, and I was looking at my technique and my programming and obviously my exercise selection and the actual weights I was doing. And surprisingly, I feel like I know I've gotten stronger, but I didn't realize how much more consistently stronger I've been getting. So that was a little bit nice of an ego boost, to be honest. Mainly, I was looking at squats. Also, that rep was not good, so I decided to do an extra rep, so technically this is 6 reps, but like I'm not counting the one where I hit the J hook. So I don't know, whatever. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool. And on top of that, I was looking back because I was trying to figure out what I did in preparation for the meet, my first meet, which was 2 months ago, and trying to see what things worked, what things didn't work. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest, because, well, it was my first meet, and it was like my first time actually strength training, and I don't know how many times I've said this, but the amount of newbie gains that I probably got from that is like, I mean, I can't even really factor that in. Like, it's gonna be totally unproportional to my meet prep that's gonna be coming up soon. Which I'm like pretty sure I'm gonna go through with that. I'm not 100% locked technically, but I'm like 90% certain I'm gonna actually compete in July. And in my next video, tomorrow's video, my squat session, I'll actually go in more in depth on actually what I'm doing to prepare for that. But anyways, on to other things. So I was also thinking about like what the heck am I gonna do for this kind of little mini series, I guess. It's not really mini. It's like the only series I have on here, but my road to 315 on bench. And I think, I don't know, we'll see. I'm probably going to maybe keep titling these videos that up until the end of this block, and then I'll switch over to like more focusing on the meet rather than, getting 315 on bench. But I don't know, because spoiler alert, my goal, kind of a crazy goal, is to, on competition day in July, I want to hit 300 on bench. Competition lift. So yeah, it's kind of wild, because I mean, that's probably like 40. I got to, like, from my December meet to July, so it's around 7 months, around 40 pounds. No, more like 8 months actually. Around 40 pounds on my bench. So it's kind of crazy, but it's not impossible. So I think at the stage where I'm at right now, I could probably do competition at the end of this block if I really wanted to. I think I could do 275. I definitely think that is possible. Am I going to do it? No, because I was also debating that like all of this week and last week. But it's just going to be too straining, and I'm not primed for it right now, so I don't see it being a good idea in any standard. So I'm not planning on doing any singles until either next block or the block after that for sure. Next block I might introduce some triples, but like I said, I'll go over that in my video tomorrow on squats, because I actually made a somewhat more I don't even know what the word is, more overall plan. Here's my pause bench. Went lighter than I usually have been for the past, I don't know, last week and last block. I usually worked up to 195 or 200, but as I said earlier, didn't feel up to standard, so had to decrease the weight a little bit. And I don't know, it's something I might play with going into meet prep, is I might obviously decrease. I'm going to be decreasing volume, but I'm debating whether to switch up some accessories, maybe work in some less, fatiguing stuff and focus more on my main lifts. But I don't know, we'll see, because my main lifts will obviously also be decreasing in volume. And I think if I'm just smart about how much weight and how much just volume in general I'm putting on my kind of heavier barbell accessories, like, pause bench, OHP, and RDLs and stuff like that, I think it'll work. So yeah, overall pretty good solid session. Not much else to say there, but excited for new horizons as always. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate all the support. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you wonderful people in the next one.